It never fails. As soon as you get ready to get going, you gotta go find a pencil or a tape measure, or the battery's dead on your tool. I think it's just one of those things you gotta deal with anytime you're doing a project. Good morning. I'm back on this project of building the raised beds. Earlier, I actually got these two panels done. So, them will be the sides of the first raised bed. Them are fairly tall. They're 30 inches tall. And the next one will be only 24 inches tall. And then the next one will probably be about 12 inches tall. So today I'm going to work on the second set, which is 24 inches tall. And yesterday, I actually went ahead and got all the metal cut, which was a lot of cutting by hand. So kind of boring stuff. I didn't videotape that. I got the wood down for the next thing, here for the 24-inch high raised bed, and then I got a couple boards to cut, and then I can start putting them together. That's what I'm going to work on today. Kind of my life story when it comes to working on projects. You're either A, looking for a tape measure, or B, for a pencil to mark with. So gotta go find a pencil. What I have to do is put these boards at the right distance apart from each other, which what I'm looking for is 24 inches. Then I gotta measure the distance between the two boards. We're at 13¼ inches. So now I have to go back. I'll use the chop saw, which is upstairs, to cut 13¼ inch ladder bars for both these sides. I just finished cutting my ladder boards. Now these were left over. They were a victim of doing the roof. We had a pergola on our deck. It was really nice. We enjoyed it. But unfortunately, when we added the roof, we added overhangs to the roof, and the pergola was then in the way. So when time is money and you're fighting the weather, the pergola just got cut off, and so now we're actually repurposing that pergola for the raised beds. And these ladder boards were part of that pergola. But something very interesting, I was cutting these ladder boards. I don't know if it'll focus in on it, but see the hole in the board? If anybody can, you kind of see light through there. See if you can guess. At the end of this video, I'll actually tell you what caused that. So back to work. Next thing I'm going to do is take these, I'm going to toenail a screw into each one of these. That way when I start assembling the side of the bed and adding the metal, that these will be in the perfect spot, right where they need to be. through the wood with the nail, with the screw. I just want it started. That way I can set it in there, use the gun, screw it right in. I've got my metal laid out, just ready to start assembling. The first piece that I have is actually a shorter piece, width-wise, than these. Basically because this was a cutoff to do the roof, and just to minimize or use up as much scrap as possible, I'm going to start with this one. Gotta change the battery. Alright, back with that battery. Now, because I don't have two electric drills, I kind of got to play the game of switching the bits out. But sometimes that's what you got to do. So I put this first piece on, used the panel itself to kind of square up the edge, because this is a straight edge. So I set the panel at the top, connected the top, pushed and pulled on the board a little bit to get where I want so it's square, and then I'm going to put the next ladder bar right under where the screw needs to go. So I'm going to have to do just a little bit of adjusting on the end, because right now this won't fit in there. I want it to fit in there, but just snugly. That's better. I use my hammer, just tap it in there. A bit. Go back to my metal flathead screws. These are a locked together panel. So I put the next panel in. Adjust it a little bit. I like to put a screw on one end, either the top or bottom, it don't matter. But I don't want to put a screw in both ends because then it hinders the ladder bar being able to pull them two boards together and create a tight bond. And then the metal on the outside of that ladder board will also help reinforce and pull that together and keep it together. Change my bit. Once the ladder board's in, go ahead and put the other screws in. So from there, the only thing we're going to do that's a little extra from just continuing that process step by step is I'm actually going to take my tape measure. So I'm at 29 3/8, and then I'm going to double check this side. $29.25. So my top's running just a little bit longer than my bottom. And I ran into that on one of my other panels on the tall one. I ended up taking them all off and have to do a little pull and push to keep them straight all the way across. So just something to keep in mind. You can kind of use a screw and pull it at an angle and pull it, and it stretches it a little bit, and then put a screw in your slotted hole to hold it in place, and then take that other screw out. That way you still have room, the metal still has room to expand and contract with the heat and the cold. So I'm just gonna work right along here. set of raised beds. Now, on to the next one. If you guessed that it was a carpenter bee that created the hole in this board, then you're correct. They actually burrow in the wood and lay eggs, and then they'll actually, after that egg is spawned, it'll actually come back and burrow deeper into the wood, and it'll just continue that process. So we're working on some garden beds. We've got plenty more to do. It's going to be a long process. Weather's going to play a factor. We've got till early spring to get these done and put in place, and if the weather's permitting, we're going to work on them as we go. So hit the subscribe button, go ahead and give us a like. That way you can follow the rest of the garden bed build, and we'll catch you on the next one.